Am I the asshole for trying to get my neighbors to not block my front door? I live in NYC. I recently moved into a small building. 3 stories, 6 apartments in total. My apartment is a ground floor unit. From move in, a neighbor has been storing their large stroller in front of my front door, which poses problems every time I have to come and go from my apartment. It is also against fire code and explicitly forbidden in the building's leases. The stroller is there every day, unless their kid 3M decides he doesn't want to walk. One day, when I heard them leaving it there, I introduced myself and politely said them leaving their stroller there was causing me issues and it is against the city's fire code, and asked them to no longer keep their stroller in front of my front door. The 4OF neighbor gave me excuses that they live on the 3rd floor, but the 40M neighbor straight up raised his voice at me while I was holding my infant daughter. The woman said as a compromise she'd fold the stroller when leaving it front of my door. As time went on, the stroller was never folded up and continued to block my door, as it is against fire code and explicitly forbidden in the lease. I decided to reach out to property management for help resolving this issue. I just want to be able to safely come and go from my apartment. The day the property management enforced this on these neighbors, the 4OF neighbor rang my doorbell and proceeded to refuse to speak to me and called her mother. Her mother then berated me on speakerphone and said I should have spoken to them first, ignoring me when I said I did. She then kind of threatened me, saying I complained about the wrong people. I was stunned and couldn't believe this was happening. All I could muster was insisting it is against fire code, and no one gets to break fire code. I am baffled by this behavior. I found it a bizarre confrontation, and I didn't know adults could act this way. I've never had issues with neighbors before. I have a child younger than theirs and empathize with their situation, but their kid is massive and able to walk. They could just have an umbrella stroller like I do. I just wanted access to my front door. The neighbor in the small apartment building breaks fire code and blocks my front door and ignores polite personal request to stop. I take it up with building management. The neighbor initiated bizarre confrontation with her mother on speakerphone, making vague threats.